It's time for another top 5, this time with everybody's favorite primary, the man cannon. You might know it as a hand cannon. With the recent buff to initial accuracy in the latest patch, hand cannons haven't felt this good since, well, year 1, to be honest. The first shot you fire is almost guaranteed to go where you aimed it. Crazy. And as a result, the following shots also feel more consistently on target. As opposed to a few months ago when, let's be honest, you were spinning the roulette wheel and gambling your life away with every shot, all the while Bungo and RNGs laughed and said, "Welcome to CSGO. Your bullets go where they want now and there's nothing you can do about it, you effing pleb." Don't get me wrong, the max damage drop off at further range is much more brutal. If you try to outgun someone at pulse to scout rifle range, I hope you brought your wet noodle because, well, that's going to be more effective. So with this pointless intro aside, my final disclaimer is that this list is completely arbitrary, totally biased, and just one man's opinion. If you disagree with my choices, that's okay. If you have a better hand cannon than the ones I listed, please use it. This is Destiny. You do you, Guardian. You do you. Number 5. The Whale. Coming in at number 5 for me is the future War Cult hand cannon, the Whale. Now, before I even talk about the Whale, let me tell you what almost made number 5. Hawkmoon and the last word. You're triggered, I know, because every other YouTuber seems to be saying Hawkmoon is back. But for me, it just isn't. I find it to be wildly inconsistent. It's far too unstable for me to enjoy. Ghost bullets are rampant when I use it. I can't get it to feel good with either accurized or aggressive ballistics. In every situation with the Hawkmoon, I wish I was using any other hand cannon on this list. And that's why it didn't even make number 5. Now, I'm not telling you you can't use Hawkmoon. Again, it's all personal preference, baby. Now, the last word, on the other hand, is still a good hand cannon. It can still kill somewhat consistently at medium range if you're accurate. It's especially important that you land that first shot now as well. And to be honest, if I didn't have the god roll Whale that I have, I definitely would have put the last word at number 5. If you're a sniper main still, and if you are in this meta, I bloody salute you, then the last word still makes a great pairing, honestly. As a side note, I found that you really need quick draw on your sniper to make the combo effective. Unless you're a warlock, in which case, LMAO. In this clip using the winged word, my swap speed to the last word just felt too slow, and with quick draw, I think I definitely would have gotten the kill instead of just the trade. However, if you're not a sniper main, then basically any decent sidearm is just as good, if not better, than the last word. And considering sidearms are everywhere right now, you can see why the last word didn't make the list. Earlier, I called my Whale a god roll, and to be honest, with lightweight, perfect balance, and rangefinder, it just isn't. But for some reason, when the Whale has rangefinder specifically, it just feels like a god roll hand cannon. I won't go into too much detail here because I already have a full video on why I love the Whale called the best new hand cannon that nobody is using. I'll put a link to that in the description if you'd like to check it out. It's kind of clickbaity, but I haven't been killed by a single Whale since the patch. So I think it's fair to say no one is really using it and no one seems to appreciate how good it can be. I think because it has such low range on paper, the looks can be deceiving, my friend. Try this gun. Number 4. The Devil You Know. Ah yes, the year 1 Vanguard hand cannon still exists inside of Vanguard rank up packages. Mine has triple tap rifled barrel and Icarus, and while its range is somewhat lower than that of my rifled barrel IS Luna, it's still a great hand cannon. The damage drop off is noticeable compared to my IS Luna, so I only use this hand cannon on smaller maps, honestly. But oh, does it shine when used correctly. The recoil is so easy to control, and it feels quite sticky considering that its range value isn't that high. Is it as good as my rifled barrel IS Luna overall? No. And that's why it's at number 4 on the list, quite frankly. There's also the fact that you kind of need rifled barrel or rangefinder at a minimum to even make this gun usable. But if you do get it, I'd recommend you give it a go, dude. Number 3, Lord High Fixer. Another year 1 vendor weapon making a comeback. I say that like it hasn't always been around, because it has, but look, you know what I mean. Pick one up from a Crucible rank up package if you're lucky. Mine has Relentless Tracker, Rifled Barrel, and Luck in the Chamber. It is possible to get a 2-tap headshot kill if Luck in the Chamber procs, which is always hilarious. Overall, it only has slightly less range than my rifled IS Luna, but it's the stability that makes it slightly worse than IS Luna in my opinion. One could argue that because this has Luck in the Chamber, it's better than my Ice Lunar with just rifled barrel. And honestly, on some days, it does feel better. But without that RNG factor, the Ice Lunar feels crispier, easier to control, and overall more consistent. Look, I don't know, it's 50-50, and for the average Joe who only has rifled barrel on their Lord High Fixer, I would say a rifled Ice Lunar is better. In saying that, I am surprised how few Lord High Fixers I actually see in the Crucible. Like, does no one have a really good roll? Is Shax just that stingy? At the end of the day, this is a fun hand cannon to use. God forbid you just try and have fun in the Crucible, am I right? If that's you or you have a decent roll on a Lord High Fixer, do yourself a favor and use it. Number 2, Ice Lunar. You knew this was coming. It's the ultimate legendary hand cannon. The high base range and stability, the ability to get that one headshot to body shot kill is incredible. The recoil pattern is so easy to control. The sights are so minimal, so crispy. My Ice Lunar has rescue mag, rifled barrel, and grenadier. The roll isn't even that good, honestly, but it still outperforms 80 to 90% of hand cannons, all things being equal. There's nothing more I can say about this hand cannon that hasn't already been said. But now you're wondering, why the hell didn't this get number 1, Jez? Well, quite frankly, it just comes down to the fact that I don't have a God Roll Ice Lunar. Let's say I had rifled barrel plus luck in the chamber, or rifled barrel plus rangefinder, I probably would have given it number 1. In fact, I definitely would have given it number 1. But the fact is that I don't have that. I have an average roll, and as a result, I don't know what it feels like to wield a maximum performance Ice Lunar. The number 1 hand cannon, on the other hand, for me, has an almost God roll, and it's readily available to everyone. So let's move on to that so I can explain. Number 1, the Palindrome. You're outraged, I know. In almost every way, the Ice Lunar is superior to the Palindrome. But in this highly competitive meta where almost everyone has maxed the potential of their chosen primary, where God rolls are more prevalent than hatred online, when a vendor is selling a roll this good, for a lot of players, this is the best hand cannon they have access to. Again, do you have a God roll, Lord High Fixer, or Ice Lunar? For you, that hand cannon is number 1, easily, 100%. But I only have access to the weapons that I own. And out of all those hand cannons, the best overall is the vendor Palindrome. It hits hard at basically pulse rifle range, with rangefinder increasing the aim assist, increasing the accuracy, and reducing damage drop off. It's the most consistent and easy to use hand cannon for me. Again, this list is just my opinion. So until the bungo gods smile upon me and I get a God roll Lord High Fixer, or God forbid Ice Lunar, this will be the hand cannon I switch to when I put the tryhard pants on. It's consistently accurate at max range, and that's just the bottom line. And that's it. How did I do? How much do you disagree with me? What's your top 5 list? Let me know in the comments. Let's chat about it. Thanks for sticking through another arbitrary Jez list. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a sneaky like to keep my channel alive. Check out my top 3 pulse rifles vid if you're that way inclined, or watch one of the other 2 videos on screen. Until then, God bless. You're super cute. I'm out.